to bring that extra slaying presence that apparently Miami wanted to see when they made their move. So here we go. We got Miami, we got Cloud9, Colossus Hardpoint. Let's get it home.
And the thing I love about Miami on Colossus compared to every other hardpoint game is the fact that they're able to fill gaps the way that they do. Because Super and RenKoR aren't going to shy away from using the NPC. So they can be hand-in-hand with their teammates getting effective trades. But if they're able to figure out this system on this map compared to every other map, that's when they can get their hardpoint game back to that insane level.
Yeah.
Into the P1, they're making it mixy. Still 25 seconds to go.
Nice.
So far, Miami dominating in this lane.
Yeah, but a good triple right there from Hyde actually has a natural setup here to surround this hard point for Cloud9 New York, but they get a little bit turned around. ReeaL up and out, able to find one. Shots over the top, not going to land on Nejra, who stays alive very nicely. Semtex trying to get a little bit more space. Not fully going to happen, so not a lot of time for either team here. We look over towards P2. Cloud9 currently there, currently holding spawns, looking solid. Just need to find a way to hold this setup.
Yeah, force Miami to slow down, knowing that they don't have the advantage anymore, but ReeaL still showing presence through top mid, causing a distraction, opens up this lane here for Super. Miami are in sync. That's such a clean break now for at least 40 seconds.
Oh, big second for Metals over the top of the statue, looking for one more. We'll grab it. Huge triple. And Miami don't just get the spawn win with that route you call out. Now they've got a lot of space in front of the hard point. This back 30 is looking nasty.
Man.
Metals is not missing. Oh my goodness. A 5 streak for him. 7-4 before eventually being taken down. The Hellstorm not earned, but so much damage dealt. Now ReeaL looking for the pinch. Doesn't quite finish off the first kill though. Maybe a chance for Cloud9 to finesse for some of the scrap time, but no. Super bounces right on in, finds the double, and now we're on to 3.
And we always consistently talk about the Heretics the same fashion with that X Factor conversation. It's always going to fall into the hands of Metals. In that series versus Faze, he actually leads his entire team in damage, and that could be due to, but if you bring the core 3 back, you can now play at that pace that you want to. So Metals really setting the tone all over the map as he finds another double here.
10-5 start, holy cow. ReeaL looking to clean up the tunnel, finds one through the wall, steps away from the second, eventually dealt with by Nejra, but the trades are in on both sides. Open hard point. Super falls over towards that backside tunnel, so it leaves Metals by himself, but he's taking a ton of nade damage. So he'll sit, he'll wait, Cloud9 will get in for the time being, and finally starting to get some time to cut into this current lead.
Yeah, they desperately need some time because we're on the 3rd hill and you're just past that 30-point mark. We're up to 10 a hard point, and that's not going to lead to a victory, so we have to start to be able to set up properly and earn ourselves a good chunk of time, because so far this entire game, like, Miami are controlling the pacing. Cloud9 had the initial spawns for the P2, but they instantly got flipped out. You lose the rotation over towards P3, but this might be the opportunity for you to finally put
And the rotation over had Miami spawning out old as P3 was still active. And so as the 4th comes together, Cloud9 have a perfect setup. But can they hold? That was the biggest problem that we had from yesterday. The setups looked good, then a flood would come through and they wouldn't find the gunfight wins. That's already happening again. I mean, what do you mean Encourage is the only one to try to deal with this pure hit from the front? It cannot be that simple. It just cannot be.
No, I can't. Like, Encourage, he doesn't even have a trophy system invested to keep him safe from stuns and nades. So someone has to at least set up the crossfire through mid yellow to make his job a whole lot easier, because Miami flood their way through the front.
Oh, man.
And they're never going to look back at this. This final 50 seconds is looking to go their way. Final push here from C9. Encourage whips out the MPC and is able to clean up the rest.
Nice.
Locates kill number 4. And that's a good sequence because now it allows your teammates to be pushed up through mid.
Yeah, it neutralizes most of that back 15 seconds scrap time, but Miami are quick to have an early advantage. Granted, it is a more neutral hard point, but we just have to be able to hold the space that we've gained much better than that, especially in the face of Super going 5-11 right now. That is not common, and you don't anticipate that that's going to stick. So you're down about 50. Metals is still playing over towards backside statue, and now we got a 3-for-2 exchange. Cloud9 can get in while ReeaL plays his life.
Yeah, that was patient as hell right there from C9 to set up that break opportunity. But if you're going to play it that slow, you have to make sure that it counts. So the break is good, potentially for this final 30 seconds. Even though you do lose the spawns, you know that you need this time, because Miami aren't going to be willing to give it up for free. They're going to take the risk. They got to try to go back for the chow. You lose the 2 first players, but RenKoR responds with 3. Now it's a 1-on-1 for this side of the map.
Yeah, and you guessed it, predicted correctly. Oh my gosh. He's on 4, has single-handedly won over the P2 side of the map. So you got the walls, Metals for another, but last one to stay alive is Hyde from Cloud9. That should move the spawns around. Super in some trouble on the hill, and he still has not found a way to get things going. Another 3 lives where he's not able to find a single kill.
Yeah, but that's a fantastic break opportunity for C9. I was expecting them. All right, we're spawning out. Let's 4 back to the front, but no. Doing the fundamental aspect correctly, sending 3 people on the long route, getting the trades, flipping the spawns out, and now soaking up all of this time. Still 25 seconds left to play with, but ReeaL through double door creates the opening here for Miami to keep this one scrappy to the end.
It's another break from the front that Cloud9 allowed to happen, and you just can't. You just cannot allow that to happen. You're right about to make this a tie game. They go back over, find the scrap time, and now we're on rotation as we listen in with Cloud9 New York.
Oh, yeah, bow heady. They're
all spawning old. They're spawning old.
Need a tunnel, need a tunnel. There's 2 tunnels, guys. There's 2 tunnels. Let's go around, okay? Let's go around.
Yeah, I'm down.
Let's go top mid for you guys. I'm needing our fucking crate. I'm needing our crate. Yo, wrapping on you.
Deep bad, bro. Deep bad.
Good shit.
We got heady.
One more.
Yeah,
There's 2 tunnels. Close try.
ReeaL 90. Stop.
Spawn P4. They're gonna
I got me super.
We can tunnel.
We got it. One's in there. I know. No. Got it. I'm absolutely. Tell me.
I have a tunnel. Tunnel. Metal.
Okay,
One shot. Got it.
All front.
I'm laying over.
One shot.
Our tunnel. He's on the god heady on the boat.
On boat heady. Close heady, bro.
Close heady. One shot. I'm out.
One shot in there, super. He's not telling, bro.
Outer bow. One shot bow.
Super.
Bad. One shot bow.
Tunnel, guys. Ivory bow.
One shot. One shot with metals.
Yeah,
wow. One shot, he's down.
I'm absolute. I'm playing my back.
Yeah.
He won. One shot. Run cider.
Metal's weak. Let's shoot one hill. Let's go.
Back in the back.
Shut up. Hang out.
I drop you on, bro.
Check my P1. You guys have pizza. Yeah, I have to front. I'm going left. Might be going left. I'm not picking my left. They could be out left, right?
Left.
2 left. I'm dead.
Yeah.
What's up? Deep sider. Yo, what's the back RenKoR?
Oh, deep.
Super RenKoR.
Look my side there.
ReeaL RenKoR.
Metals back there. One shot. I'm one shot.
I got it. Yo, super ready back there.
Back then. I'm one shot.
Back door.
Alright, try.
Dying it, Dad. One more.
Back door.
Nice. I'll be
Shatter. Yeah, shatter.
We
I'll be out here. I'm wrapping. I'm picking it up. Yo, tunnels open. Okay, guys.
They need me P1.
I'll give you one.
Well, it's a story in written time and end time again. Cloud9 just continue to put themselves in good spots, just cannot find full value out of it. And Miami are now putting themselves into win condition, Jay.
Yeah, it was just a bad sequence at the P3 that really started to spiral this game the way that it has been. Because Cloud9, and literally when we jumped to the listening, you could hear it in the comms. All right, let's everybody work her out. Let's push her on the backside. The first attempt gets shut down, but then I'm expecting someone to do it on your second attempt, because after that, you're just going one by one through the front door, and they were just gunning you down. And it still allows Miami to keep that comfortable 40-point lead, but still 20 seconds remaining at this P1. It turns into the battle for the spawns, and Webby is starting to get hot.
Yeah, absolutely is, but is it going to be hot enough here at the end of this map? Over towards P2, we start to focus. RenKoR's able to shut down Webby, and that leaves just encouraged as the last one left, but he only finds one, and look at the spawn. Super just pops up right in front of the hard point, and he's in a perfect spot trying to cut off this rotation, but doesn't anticipate that 2 Cloud9 members are here. So now it's just down to what ReeaL can do from the back. Moving, but no, Webby's able to find one, get another wave of spawns here for Cloud9.
Just the fact that RenKoR is able to walk away with 2 when it was a 4v2 scenario, we have to quickly be able to get that trade. He's 25 and 18. So many masterful multi-kills after multi-kills in the feed, and he continues to dominate statue control, just not making it easy for Cloud9 to hit all these shortcut routes with those NPCs.
No, not at all. And now we're down to the dying moments, 230 to 164. There's Hellstorms in the way. So Cloud9 would have to polish this up right now. And as they send 2 players to finesse the old time, they will drop. The third falls, and that's all 4 dead. Man, it's just another one of those maps for Cloud9 that, like, they're in it, they're close, they're getting the good rotations in the first set of hills, but then all of a sudden it's another break from the front that kills them. It's another break from the front that kills them. They can't quite lock down the Nejra to the spawns, and Miami just end up running away with this map, pending they can get these last 2 seconds here.
Yeah, they're gonna go for the double chow. RenKoR, of course, is finding one
drop, and now Miami's a little bit of trouble here defensively. They're stuck at mid.
Yeah, because you know, if you are C9, they have statue control, so there's no need to contest that. Let's wrap it over through the B side. Potentially invest a smoke grenade to eliminate that line of sight from mid-cut and get this bomb down, but it's a 4v3, no need to rush.
Oh, nice nade, though. Lands right on top of Nejra, who was trying to play for the early plant, but Encourage will pick it up and get the rock down. A little check there from Hyde. Won't reveal any Miami defenders nearby. Now they'll make their play. First shoulder, you see the one in the outer. Good prediction onto Encourage as well. Unreal understanding from Miami, but Wevy's able to connect another snipe onto ReeaL. He can keep his focus forward, and Wevy's looking for all four, but RenKoR's able to shut him down. Hyde with the long wrap. In what world would RenKoR ever predict this? Has he predicted this? He looked at it for a moment, but now he's lost him. And the advantage to Hyde is significant. 13 seconds on the clock. Shots are clean. Cloud9. This time, Miami's still feeling like they want to put pressure down through mid. Quick look up towards the top side window, gets Metals to that position, dancing through, and Wevy's got no chance to hit that snipe. So now an early 4v3, Metals is forward at mid.
Yeah, now with all mid control, if you're RC now, we need to eliminate this potential B-bomb plant going down. We throw a shoulder through mid-map, we're able to spot out Metals with the plays at A.
Yeah, Metals is in a little bit of trouble here. The isolation's trying to come through, but the help over towards the A site is already there. So Metals will get a second before dropping, and the bomb will be planted behind this. Hyde thinking about it. Semtex in, but it's a counter nade from RenKoR that puts him out of commission and leaves Encourage by himself in a 1v3.
Check your corners, or not. It's going to be an easy round there for the Heretics. So far, moves yet. Not drawing the intention, but a lot of stunts and nades getting invested over towards rooftops now. But Miami are still thinking that the play is going to be on the opposite side of the map. So if you are C9, you need to take this phase.
Yeah, I mean, Miami knows that those nades are tossed, but they're not biting on what may have been a little bit of a show of force. Looks like Cloud9 with 35 are going to start committing. Great timing from Hyde on this lurk route. Needs to keep his life and will be able to.
Oh, they're wrapping it out?
They're wrapping it out? No. If ReeaL shuts this play down... Oh, no. Okay, he's only able to get one. I was going to say, that was a bold choice to set up your lurker, and then all of a sudden, you try to go to where you don't have any information, but what a shot on a Wevy on the mantle, and Cloud9 will still get the Sib, maybe.
Exited?
Wevy's been good. Trophies are out here for this Miami approach through Dojo. Wevy's going to go to the NPC this time, and Cloud9 looked like they want to try to play a quick contest of this spike. This bomb, pardon me. Encourage able to find the first. Trying to wall bang, and well, Hyde will drop, but Encourage finds a second pistol out, looking for a chase down onto RenKoR, but he gets out of there. Now the bomb is down for Miami, so this is a tough spot to recover in a 2v3, but they have a chance keeping their lives like this, and Wevy doesn't want to give him that chance, just trying to take it away, and more damage comes through. Nejra's able to find one, and left to Super for the remainder of what would be a total 1v3.
Oh my god, these guys are so risky. Like 3v2, the guy got out of dodge. No need to force the next gunfight, but now to 1v2 is more manageable here for Super. Both players from C9 are just going to back up the dojo, most likely have the information that the bomb's going to be down right in front of them, and time is getting away from Super.
Yeah. Well, there's the vision, there's the scene, and there's, I believe, Encourage with another was likely sniping behind that, and they're going to 4-man flood the back. And Wevy's going to have maybe a chance here, depending on the time when he checks. He's able to find one. Damage out for a second, not going to happen. Does he see more than that in his kill cam, though? It looks like maybe he has. Cloud9 stretching back over towards Dojo Patio. And Nejra is going to throw shoulders to watch to see when the contest for the bomb comes.
Yeah, so much time and so much info gain on the pressure towards Combo. And now with only 25 seconds left, this is where I'm expecting Hyde to start to work this late round, because you're leaving your teammates out to dry. But thankfully, the frag connects, encourages, bullets are still connecting. And
go back to their round one setup. Put Metals over towards the bottom side at window. Keep the focus at B. Have Super watch the flank.
Yeah, this is so much better of a setup here, because you have mid-map guaranteed, and now that you find that first blood, this B bomb is also going to be guaranteed. You have the numbers, you got 45 seconds, and anybody that crosses through mid-statues is going to be into the hands of Metals.
But Metals gives up his position for I don't know what reason. Hyde's able to find him on the timing and get 3v3 going now. Super tags out, trying to be a nuisance top window. We'll back away, try to help out the post plan of ReeaL over towards B, who is taking some nade damage.
Wevy has a snipe too.
Yeah. Well, there's the first. Wevy's able to hit the snipe over onto ReeaL. Inside this back building, though. Nejra shuts down ReeaL. Wevy tagged by Super. Bomb being defused by Nejra. You got to get up. You got to find a kill. You have not even to find the first one. Maybe if you take the shots towards the bomb, defuse. No, cooks up a nade. SMG out. Finds both.
Man.
And I think there's a Hellstorm coming through as well.
Yep.
So, Cloud9 looking good for 2. And they should take this map 6-1. Super up close and personal. Wevy's going to be, trying to look for the ace, baby. But Super finds one with a pistol. Team shots come through, just down to RenKoR, and Cloud9 will just keep him at bay for a little while longer. Another really good search and destroy from Cloud9.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. It just outclassed the Heretics in what used to be their best game mode, but somehow RenKoR is gonna give up his life for free. So RenKoR still has an option here.
Oh man, RenKoR just gonna go quickly. 1v1 versus Hyde. Still looking for the information. Hyde has done the little hide and seek play, but Hyde's low. Smoke in the corner. Trying to jump, gets away, plays the clock perfectly. Looking for the final blood, may not make a difference, will not happen. RenKoR finds the slice, but Cloud9 finds lots of nades to keep medals away as well. And the break-off here for Cloud9 has been fluid.
It's perfect. So now if you are Super, the only player staying alive through 10 side, you need to value your life even more because Cena already putting a lot of pressure over towards Dojo. There's one player here to not try to get the stop. RenKoR is able to find an effective one-on-one, but do you have the stuns and the nades to slow them down? Because Cloud9 are running it down your gills. They get the first. So an effective goal line stop, now trying to turn it into offense. All lot pressure on the right side of your mini-map. Super opens up with a frag, but instead of committing on this play, we're gonna wrap it back. I don't know what the hell they're doing.
No clue, dude. No clue. Miami's gonna try to bully their way around. Hyde is waiting and watching. Easy. But he grabs the EMP just when he wanted to take the second gunfight. That's unfortunate. We've all been there. Trades come through, but Miami's got some space to work this out of roofs.
Yeah, but it's a 2v2. So now you need to value your life even more if you are Nejra, because RenKoR finds the opening. Your teammates are not going to be here to quickly find this kill or the trade. And it's RenKoR who single-handedly gets that done there for the Heretics.
Yeah.
So the rotation over towards rooftop works out. Now the reset at rooftops is going to allow Miami an instant opportunity again.
Yeah, this is an absolutely beautiful setup for it. Super just needs to try to keep blocking out these spawns. Trade comes through. Second score over to A. We don't often see that from the right side of the map. That double scores happen at the A. Well, at the moment, they don't really do much with that info. Nejra has been stuck over at mid. It looked like there was a free route to B, didn't really happen, and now Cloud9 are trying to manifest another attack. We'll see if Miami can hold. The Heretics will join them in the listen-in.
Está
ahí va info, se va para la derecha. Dragón.
Derecha, arriba, info para la escalera. Venid izquierda.
Pueden estar en medio solo.
Abajo, info. Corre.
Primero el
Mírame mi chase.
No le veo.
Va medio negra. Uno gana trampa. Otro gana piña. Tengo Yulcon.
Vais a hacer chato como super.
Como esto, vale, buscas uno. Escúchame,
Está roto.
en roto tengo roto. Tengo yo el medio, super, sí.
No.
Aguanto todo.
Garden.
Y rota atrás, rota buena. Rota atrás, Garden. Buena, otra más.
Wow. What a half from Miami. Rotate it back out. Super not able to find the kill, but they kill with Webby, who just played out a little bit too far right there, trying to cut off Miami before the EMP was even ready to be scored. So another offensive moment is kind of tossed aside.
Look at Nejra.
And now Super, feeling the pressure. We'll call in the Hellstorm. Does it get down in time? Nejra drops. EMP is going to try to keep itself safe, and everyone will fall. Oh, man.
Yeah, that's just a tough situation right there if you are Cloud9. Because continue to be the lead blocker. By the time he makes that decision to go for the pinch, they're ready and waiting, and all that lead blocking that he did is for nothing. And then Miami on the counter now.
58 seconds on the clock. Not looking good for Cloud9 to do much of any scoring, let alone to get 4. And it kind of is, I would say, another moment where as much as there were a couple of things that you could look back at and say Cloud9 maybe missed some opportunities, this is more of Miami playing really good Overload right now.
Oh yeah, they are controlling this pace even after they give up that early first score to C9. Dictating how they want it to be played. ARs are slaying them to bits. SMGs are winning all their consistent one-on-ones. And every time we need to have a defensive stance, we are filling out the gas correctly to not even give them a chance. The Miami Heretics, for the first time in about 7 times on their Overload gameplay, actually outslay their opponents and dominate in the game mode.
ReeaL just going to try to stop one more score from happening. Doesn't quite get the kill in time, but it's a mere footnote to potential just statistic differentials. Comfortable from start to finish. Well, maybe outside the first 30 seconds for Miami. Almost all of them were over 230 to 250s. It just goes to show that that last rotation, often happening from 3 to 4, gets lost. And that leads to Cloud9 often dropping the map. Opening breakoff gives them a slight advantage over the top of P1. Super just taking a route, painting outside the lines of the hardpoint. Finding the first pistol, not going to be the better of Nejra. ReeaL looking for the trade, and we'll eventually find it as Miami put their focus on the hill.
Yeah, this is a situation already for Cloud9. Kills are going your way. Don't allow them free space to contest on the backside of statue. Don't push out through their couches so you can create that extra free space to give you all of this time at the P1, because this has basically been flawless, and they still have some kinks in their armor. Now off the rotation into battle around the P2, and Metals now has to value his life.
Gets caught though. Nejra able to find a good 1v1. Miami off their spawn, trying to make their way over through Couch's position, able to find one on transition. Now it's just down to dealing with Encourage, which the team shots are in. So spawns will start to move as soon as Miami gets through rooftops, but they don't win the gunfights that they need to. Over the top of the hardpoint they do, and this is the setup that I was talking about. Miami are fine playing from the front if they can just stay alive from all these incoming nades, and so far Super's in some trouble. Cloud9 with the proximal spawns able to get back for the trades. ReeaL the last one left with RenKoR, and wait a second, they're able to 2v3 that very nicely, and Miami will hold.
That's beautifully played there from the Heretics, as I thought when they were blocking roofs, when they were blocking the pack, and the only opportunity that Cloud9 had to spawn was going to be at that B overload capture point. It would potentially catch them off guard, but Miami love to hold this hill from the front, even if they don't have trophy system to assist them. They have been able to at least make this one very scrappy without having control of the spawn points, but still it's going to be Cloud9 walking in with the final 15.
And they're going to have a couple players here on rotation trying to contest this play from Miami. Oh, that took a while for Webby, but win eventually comes through. Hyde following up gets us to, will be a really good decision there from the Heretics. Following up, trade onto Encourage is solid. Nejra looking to still force the issue here and is able to find one. Damage out to the second, but it's just continual back and forth exchanges. Metal's in some trouble, trying to back away, trying to wait for help from Super, but now the numbers for Cloud9 are starting to come together. Metal's so elusive, but Cloud9 still holding the advantage after all of these respawns continue to come out.
Yeah, to take the mid-map away. Encourage is able to get the perfect timing at mid-statue, lock down this side, and basically force the hand of Miami to commit through Dojo. The entire time you were looking for one player, Super is able to pop a double, and now it's Encourage, the last man standing for this final 20 seconds. You do spawn Miami Heretics out, but this is a sequence where, like yesterday, we need to value our life. Yeah,
we absolutely do. 12 seconds remaining. You cannot drop right here, especially at Dojo. Nejra taking a lot of damage packs away. Hyde trying to throw some shots to say not so fast. And now here come Miami. Scrap time fully confirmed. And the route looks like it is going to be purely through this Dojo bookshelf position. Follow up as he's got Nejra waiting with him, but Nejra's tagged up, and Super's able to find one before dropping. So now you've all of a sudden got an opportunity here for Miami to try to work from the front, but Encourage able to find the opener. Nejra second, and Cloud9 are setting themselves up.
Yeah, that's good plays out of Encourage, man. A guy who lives and dies by the ego, child, but there, Call of Duty timing is his best friend.
Not again.
He's able to push back the pressure, but Miami Heretics, even in a 4v2, work the outskirts and now in towards plat.
That's 4 hardpoint breaks on P4 on Den from the front in a row. If you take yesterday into today, it just cannot happen. Good bounce back for Cloud9. You're able to save the back scrap time, so some forgiveness in the time earned. But we just can't be dropping into 4v2 when you've got a full setup like that. So Miami are now looking to make up a little bit of this time by playing over the top of P1. They've got a full time for Miami, but he's in trouble.
Yeah, Metals is trying to get isolated. He just wants to stay alive as long as he possibly can, but RenKoR's thinking my couch is going to be safe. Nejra just disregards and allows his teammate to force that one-on-one, hits the time, and that leads to a break here for Cloud9. You're going to have Metals again spawning over towards couches. RenKoR finds an opening double, and this is going to allow Miami to dominate the map control.
Well, they lose a couple of key players, though. So just when you thought that Miami was going to be able to flip the spawns and get time on P1, Cloud9 win a couple of 1v1s, turn that completely around. Encourage, 16 and 10. He is shooting again right now. 15 and 8 from Nejra. Kind of taking what we had said about his respawn performance as being a little bit slow lately, maybe personally. Now he's taken over a little bit. Only 9 seconds of the hard point, but he has been floating and creating all the space that Cloud9 need to grow this lead to right around double the points.
Yeah, but they need to find a trade onto ReeaL. He's the only player from the Heretics early off the rotation, and that's a bad sequence to go 4 dead as soon as that new hill pops, because RenKoR is already creating space. Even though he doesn't get a kill, that's so much information gain, and you know where the pressure's coming from.
Opening shots from Metals. He's taking a ton of damage. That opens up the couch's position. ReeaL in trouble now on the backside of this, and you have 1v1s all over the map. Super gives you one what looks to be pretty cleanly. ReeaL staying alive. Oh my goodness, what a double from ReeaL. Now on 4 in a row. Miami able to use those kills to stabilize the hard point and still hold the spawns. Webby is still trying to look for an opportunity to sneak in from couches, but he's been seen, he's been found, he's been dealt with. All 4 dead, and Miami are on the comeback.
Yeah, ReeaL has a Hellstorm too. So comeback is 100% on the cards here for the Heretics. Basically gonna be able to tie this game up with this remaining P2 time. That was a flawless hold there. And it all starts with just ReeaL finding multi-kill after multi-kill to lock it down. RenKoR trying to contest off the rotation. He knows he's gonna be outnumbered, so he's not gonna take such big of a risk. But now teammates are here, and ReeaL's gonna invest that also now.
Yeah, ReeaL though all the way out towards P2. His teammates are being held over towards this closest position. You do eventually trade out those players and encourage. Wow, nice shots from RenKoR will drop. So you do get back into the hard point, but this not as formidable of a setup for Miami as you would have hoped for. RenKoR in some trouble, dealt with by Nejra. You need to get a couple of wins around the hard point here for Miami, and Super gives you the opener. Metals, backside 10, in some trouble. Semtex out, does not affect him. Able to still find elimination. And look at the pinch on the way from RenKoR. A little bit of a weird spawn situation. He turns that into one. Damage over to another. Looking for the player at mid-cut. And Nejra will eventually be found, but not before Super's nade actually takes RenKoR out of the play, and it'll be Cloud9 still in the hill.
Yeah, it's still such a big life out of Nejra. He was the guy who hits the mid, jump up, catches timing on to multiple players, and then they're still winning gunfight after gunfight on 5 in a row before he gets shut down. And C9 might have rushed that play a little bit too quickly there, though, because you were thinking, all right, we got the jump, we got the first kill, one spotted up behind us, let's just send it into Dojo.
RenKoR in a really sneaky spot, but you can't lose focus on what's happening at the front. Right now, it's only ReeaL inside the hard point. He's going to be in the contest spot, has a trophy to keep him safe. Help now on the way. Nejra, good opening damage, sets up Webby for 2. Looking for more in the backside of the spawns. It's just down to Metals. He's being chased by the new young phenom of Webby. Should be easy to find, and Courage will provide the kills that they need. Mid-map, not going to find anything there if you're RenKoR. Last player left alive will be Super, and Miami are in some big trouble here.
Oh yeah, ReeaL naded himself on accident. I don't know how that gunfight or that death goes down, but you instantly throw your numbers away through the front side, and that allowed Cloud9 to continue to create those layers and continue to push you on back. Now in the final 10 seconds, you're just trying to not give up all of this time if you potentially could contest. But if you're going to die off the rotation, it's only going to get worse, because now C9 have been map as well.
Yep. They do lose one, though. Hyde was trying to get forward over towards the couches window. Not going to happen. Long route on the way from Nejra. In front of this timing of the flank. Nejra's able to get 1 second right there. 3rd over the top of the window. And Nejra's play works out beautifully. Keeps the map in control of Cloud9. And now they're starting to really grow in this lead late.
Yeah, and they're layering correctly. And Curry said, I'm not backing up to hop the hill. No, I'm keeping bottom connector. Even though Nejra just popped 3, no, that is your cut. So Cloud9 flipped the spawns. And so far, Miami are finding their kills to try to retrack back through the middle of the map. They're able to get the break with still a good chunk of time left. And if you're a Cloud9, risks need to be on point. And Courage hitting such a long route, everyone else needs to value their life.
Yeah, and here comes Encourage.
Oh, no.
Able to get the first. Doesn't get the second, though. Oh, no is right. Nejra holding on to couches, at least for a little while longer. 50-50 spawns. No one is spawning on the left side of the map at the moment until Super spawns down towards the overload point. Cloud9 are in the hard point first, but they are electing to give away the spawn control, playing for some garage, looking to wait for these spawns to come back up. But wait, they don't spawn in. Wait, pardon me? ReeaL spawns behind Nejra and finds a freebie, and now all of a sudden Miami's gonna have numbers. Hyde's gonna have to do a world of wonders from this position. What a weird spawn that Miami are able to take advantage of.
Yeah, see, now we're blocking all the power spots, especially with Hyde push that towards the backside of the garage. So ReeaL gets blessed with a spawn, and now you're gonna make the most out of this opportunity. If you can just walk on in and have your sling hit a little bit different. Again, ReeaL with the multi-kill. You desperately need this 20 to keep yourself into the game. And if you're C9, basically just cut your losses. Go to noob.
Jay, do you know what I'm about to say? I've got 2 words for you.
They can't do it again, Al. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't cast and curse them.
Not again. 201 to 210. Metals with a double over the top of P3. Follow-up is there onto Encourage. Not again. It can't happen. It just trouble. Able to find 1. Turning, not able to get the second. Cloud9 spawning over towards the Dojo side, but Metals is here to watch it.
Yeah, they got to get in. Gotta find some kills. It's Encourage with the wall bang. Leads to the opening double. So now you have the advantage to push Miami back from that cobble side. There's still 40 seconds left. You have the win condition in front of you. Just continue to layer and do not scam.
Well, Nejra will be traded. Nades landing still for Miami. No trophy system, which encouraged. Good place. Able to find one with the rifle. Now looking to get aggressive. Able to find a second shutdown. Huge double. Looking for more, though. You had help on the way, and that double amounts to nothing, because now Miami are off the respawn quicker. They're going to have a chance to regain the lead, and if ReeaL wins one gunfight here, it's going to completely stop the setup of Cloud9, but a trophy system stays down. RenKoR behind the play gets a huge double, and now they know that Wevy's playing over towards pillar side. Metals dancing, waiting for the regen. Huge 1v1 on the way. It's Wevy who finds the kill. Super trying to follow. 222 Miami in, but only from the front.
That's a big play. Now you have to go. You know that you have the advantage. Wevy's on 3. Continue to fly and fry, because your your gun is shooting super hot fire. And now with the SMGs, you're going to create so much space at roofs, but Miami are effective on their trades.
Spawn should still be in for Cloud9. Miami waiting for their numbers. Tie game at 235. ReeaL gets the first blood and courage is low. Trophy system is now gone. And that's enough for Cloud9 to have to say, we got to back off and try to play a 4-man retake again. Oh, have they maybe gone a little bit too cautious once again? 239, 235. ReeaL gets another double. Hyde caught in the corner. Oh, no. Wevy will drop. Spawns will move. And it's going to happen again. It just can't keep happening like this. Last second, no one's going to touch. Jay, what is happening?
Wheeler, it don't make sense.
It doesn't make sense.
Like, he could go out there and get 2 kills and be like, wow, I'm so turned. I could go out there and challenge me. But it's not even necessary, bro. It's not.
Yeah, that was a terrible hard point on both ends, but it was entertaining as hell.
Allie, can you go ahead and plead your case? And Jay, respond to this one for me. Go ahead, Al.
They had me doing this earlier. I was just thinking, like, think about their scrims, right? Think about the pro teams not really taking them serious. They're not getting put in these situations. You get in these series, and that's why we're watching it being such slow, steady progress, is because they've had, what, maybe like 8 hard points that they've gotten this close to closing it out. I don't know.
They got the most reps in that spot.
They don't have enough reps.
No, they have the most reps.
It's always
P4. It's completely different.
It's always P4.
Completely different. It's not, okay,
and it's the same
obviously
thing every
the
time.
map and stuff, but the actual situations and players and where they're at are completely different. You could see it in that last hill when they were deciding. There was 2 players. They were like, do we go mid? And they were like, no, shoot, we don't have time.
Spotlight Metals, congratulations on the win tonight over Cloud9. Another 10 points, and you guys are in the running for a 3-2 record. What's going on this split? Can you tell me what it's been like the last 3 weeks?
It's been great, to be honest. Like, we have improved a lot since ReeaL came in, and I feel like we are gonna beat them tomorrow, and we are gonna make the winners bracket.
Yeah, Metals, you know, we talked with ReeaL after your guys' Faze win, and he said he can come in and kind of just be like a leader in Hardpoint. And I've seen you guys have such huge strides in Hardpoint. It's been awesome these last 2 matches. But in Search and Destroy, it's fallen off pretty hard for you guys. What's going on there? Because at one point, I revered you guys as the best S&D team in the game.
I mean, honestly, we have been, like, our focus on scrims has been the hardpoints instead of the SNDs. But I think we're gonna get better for the land on the SNDs, though. I think that they were playing hide and seek, to be honest. I don't think it was, like, our fault. I think they play great, so.
Yeah, some good guys. I want to kind of keep going on the respawns, because something that I saw throughout the entirety of this series, your teammates love killing each other. You guys literally love nading each other. You love having a 5th man in your trophies. Is that something that happens on the back end during scrims? And how do you guys kind of like approach your mentality when it comes to that? Because
how do you fix that?
I can imagine throughout, you know,
There's some freebies.
Maps, it's a little frustrating seeing it happen so often.
I mean, it happens, like, a lot of times in practice, to be honest. I wasn't expecting it to be like that much on this match, but I don't know. Like, it cost us many points, to be honest. We will talk about that for sure.
We just got an official number from production, and how many?
13 team kills, brother.
13.
In just the hard points.
In just the HPs, you guys had you got to address that.
13.
You got to figure that one out.
We will talk about that, like, for sure.
Okay, bet.
Well, Metals, final question for you. We are going to Europe. Are you excited to play in front of the Spanish fans? And what do you want to say to everyone who's coming out just 1 week from now?
Que espero que disfruten mucho del evento de París. Va a ser increíble. Va a ser un estadio en el que nunca hemos jugado. Y espero que lo disfrutéis tanto como lo disfrutamos los jugadores.
And second to last question, who wins the World Cup?
Us. Spain.
They're going to do it. Spain's got it.
Yeah.
Locked up.
USA, baby. This is our,
It doesn't matter
this is
what
our year.
Guys.
All right. Well, we got to talk about Call of
is our
Duty
year.
Untold before we get sued. Metals, thank you for joining the show.
Thank you, guys.
That is Metals. And
Spain nice?
Spain's always nice, bro.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, I just started getting into this. All I know is USA is godlike.
Yeah. We're definitely winning.
We're godlike.
When we come